Well, hey folks, I think it's time for another update on the Black 89 Turbo, the fully built VG33. Let's just jump right to it. So cosmetically, really nothing has changed, but as a reminder, I got these Motegi Togue wheels, front and rear, 18x9 in the front, 18x10 in the rear. CTSV 6-pot Brimbos in the front, CTSV 4-pot Brimbos in the rear, and Magnum-F exhaust, but I do have a 3-inch cutout that dumps underneath. So it looks clean all the way around. And then I have the S13 subframe swap down below. That's a 350Z Nismo GT Pro that has the 20 clutches of a limited slip differential. In comparison, the stock Z31 CLSD only has 2 clutches, and that's it. This has 20. It sounds like there's a bunch of hammers going off inside when you take turns, but that's just what a performance diff sounds like. If we get to the interior, we have the Corbeau GTS2 leather suede seats. We have the door panels rewrapped with matching door panel cards inside. Same material as the Corbeau suede there. Everything looks the same. I do have a new steering wheel that was rewrapped, and I just haven't put it on yet, so I'm getting ready to take this steering wheel cover off, but old habits die hard. These are the Innovate MTX series. There's an analog motor step motor gauges. I love the way they look. They look stock, especially at night, because I modify them to look orange when the backlight's on. And then inside, it's a 6-manual transmission. It's I obviously had that shifter made to look stock, but it's a Tremec Magnum 6-speed with a double overdrive. Not to be confused with a CD009 from like a 350Z, which in my opinion is a garbage transmission. It has weak synchros and lots of bad reputation for that transmission. The CD009 nickname is CDO Wine. Can't hold power very well. This is the Tremec Magnum-F series that you'll find in a lot of V8 applications holding tons of horsepower. So I thought it was appropriate to put this in. And in doing so, there's a custom adapter, bell housing, and plate. And the clutch I had to run is a Exidy Hyper Series Builder class, which is a ceramic triple disc clutch, non-sprung hub. So it's like an on-off switch. It's kind of a leg exercise every time you drive it. So let's pop the hood. Got some background car noise as I'm out here on some back roads. All right, so here's the latest that I've done. This is why it's worthy of an update. So I got rid of the old front entry gutted Maxima plane I've had for probably 15 years, or maybe 10 years, but it was time to make my own since I've gotten a bit more proficient with TIG welding. So this is what you would think is a normal log runner intake, but actually inside it features 6 velocity stacks with 45-degree entries on each runner. And 45, while that sounds sharp, it's not. If you look at the runner design, it's actually more of a straight path with velocity stacks. Now, some of you might think velocity stacks on turbo application, that's kind of a waste of time. It's not ideal. And actually, to argue, it's one of the more preferred runner designs in an intake for boost. There's a book that explains how to build an intake, and it covers the fact that a velocity stack design intake runner, naturally aspirated or turbo, is well preferred. So today was the first day in test driving it, and it's a bit more snappy for sure, building boost on the lower end. And actually the sound of the audible exhaust notes is more choppy as well, which sounds excellent with my equal length manifolds. So speaking of which, I had to pull the motor out, redo some of the exhaust. There was a problem with one of the flex pipes that had collapsed, and I had to take it all apart and put new flex pipes and make it so it's a little more dependable. Turbo is the same 6766 precision CEA dual ball bearing. It has a billet wheel, but what I changed to it was I went from a T3 housing to a T4 divided housing, and I actually upgraded the wastegate from the 39 millimeter to the, I believe that's the 46. I can't remember. I think it's the 46 millimeter there. So, and it's all V bands at this point. No more 2-bolt flanges. Still has meth injection. This is actually a flex fuel, because now I'm running a Megasquirt. It's the Megasquirt 3 Gold Box. So I have coil packs and fully sequential fire and an injector as well. But it allows me to run flex fuel, so I can run E85, and if I want to run gasoline just when I'm driving around town, I can do so. And then the meth injection automatically kicks on and sprays at a certain threshold. So anything below, I think it was 40% ethanol content, it'll switch over to meth injection. Anything above 40%, assuming that you have E85 in tank, it's fine enough. So yeah, I mean, cosmetically, it looks a lot better. Polished that intake after I got done. I did all the welding myself, did everything inside myself. The fuel rails like sit right underneath it perfectly. And the throttle body, I went from that traditional 240SX 60 millimeter, and this is now the Q45 80 millimeter. So, and this is an aftermarket Q45. It's not the, junkyard run. But things to note here, I still have cruise control. I actually converted to a 240SX cruise control in S13, and I hid the actuator, so it's underneath the coil packs over there by the battery. And then you have to upgrade the computer as well for it to work properly, because otherwise the engagement's kind of weird. But otherwise, everything's running just as normal. I still have AC, relocated AC using the Z32 relocation bracket from factory. And yeah, I mean, it's running great. No issues. Cooling is, superb. No cooling issues whatsoever. And, pretty proud of myself for how far this car's gotten. Through my tuning recently, I've accidentally hit 39 pounds of boost, and I said, well, if the motor held together for that long, for that amount of boost poles, it's time to hit the dyno for a 40-pound boost pole to see what power this thing is really making now. My guesstimates, just from what I'm researching online and everything I can tell, and the butt dyno, if you will, I got to be at least 750. It'd be awesome if I was in 800s. I kind of doubt I'm in the 800s. But my guesstimate's probably a strong 750, maybe a low 800, optimistically, but a lot of doubt there. But the dyno day is coming up soon. I got to do a little more tuning on this, and street tuning, and then I'll do some dyno tuning as well. But like I said, I'm hoping for a 40-pound boost pole to probably have the most powerful VG33 or VG30, if you want to look at it from a single overhead cam point of view. I'm going to make a wager here to say that I probably have the most powerful VG33 on the streets today, and I'm probably going to break a record here on the dyno at 40 pounds of boost. So that's my goal. That's my ambition. I could be wrong. I'm okay admitting defeat, but that's what we're going to do, and we're going to see how far we get on that. So stay tuned, and hopefully I make that goal, and this Z will be more of an infamous power monster here. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks.